Okay, this is the video of the Mustang. It's in a garage. That's the back of it. The car is in good shape. Uh, this is the other side of the car. Obviously, it's a project car, as I described. Uh, Here's all majority of the parts on top of the trunk, into the car, the exhaust, full-length exhaust. Got two cemented wood wheels for it, the interior. I have another seat bracket for this driver's side seat, which I was going to replace anyways. Other than that, the top actually isn't too bad shape. I wasn't going to replace that initially, but it is white, has a few marks on it, but it's really not in bad shape. But I was actually starting a disc brake changeover, and I have the one will spindle off. I'll put that back on if you're interested in the car. Got the oil pan gasket. There's the engine, what it came in. It's numbers matching engine. It does run. Runs rough. I believe it needs a tune-up, but as you can tell, I had the new shocks I was going to put on. All that stuff goes with it. Here's the engine. There's a C6 transmission. There's the engine. I do have a carburetor for it that's actually built for the engine. That engine was out of a Ford Ecoline Pro Street truck. The guy passed away about 3 years ago. Bought the engine as part of an estate sale that was in the Ecoline. So his brother did tell me about a year or so ago it was running, but I haven't plugged in obviously to make sure that it does run, but he did tell me that his brother had it running before he passed. The hood's in real good shape. It's a turn signal lens hood. Took it off so I can work on it. See if I can get a better picture of the front of the car best as I can. Got new headlights for it, so that's going to be all replaced. They're like similar tri-bar headlights. They're in boxes, so that's all replaceable. But you know, own all this is a solid car. Again, it's a project car. I bought it for my son, who's 17, and we're going to work on it as part of the father-son project. But I'm a Chevy guy by heart, and here's the passenger side. I do have the Ford lug rims, tires, hubcaps. Tires are like new. That obviously I'll put back onto the car. As I go back, here's the headers for the car. They're coated, I believe, Headman or Hooker headers. They do have some indentations on them, but they were off of a 67 Mustang that actually had a 390 in it. Here's the big block springs. One of them's here, the other one's on the floor on the other side. They're brand new. Again, I was in the process of putting that together, but did not do that up to this point. Here's the brakes. Disc brakes are actually off of Shelby 67 Mustang. I paid a good penny for these. They're 4-piston calipers. I was going to bolt them in and clean them up and go with it. Let's see. All the parts, again, they range from the backing plates, they range from the motor mounts, they range from the bolts that go onto the motor mounts, the bracketry that goes onto the big block so that that bracket attaches to the frame of the car. It's like 3 different pieces compared to a Chevy. It's quite different. Let's see, there's the housing. Here's the springs. Brand new springs with polyurethane bushings on them. Brand new. Here's the housing. That's a picture I sent you. Fully reconditioned housing. The axles are behind it. That's really about it from the car's perspective. It's a great car. I never had a convertible before. I wanted to keep it. But again, I'm a Chevy guy, and I saw your car, and I thought that'd be a great opportunity for me to get back into doing the Chevelle. I had a 66 about 5 years ago that had a blower on it, 671 blower, the 402 big block. I sold the car. Unfortunately, I've had that car for 19 years. I had to sell it because I lost my job, but I need to get another Chevelle. My heart's into that, and that's really what I want to do. Again, this car's in great shape. I would say the only thing that does need to be replaced on this car is the front fender. It is an aftermarket fender. It is an aftermarket fender, but I mean, if you look at it, it's not in bad shape, but it does need replaced. I would replace that. It does need subframe connectors on it. It is a convertible, as you can tell from the doors. They do close. They close all the way, but they're a little off, and that's just because of the way the convertibles are. You need to put subframe connectors on it, which I do not have, but I was going to buy. Again, the convertible, the interior's not in bad shape. The carpet needs to be replaced. The seats need reconditioned. Panels, back seat. I mean, it's a complete car. And I drove it here. So I actually drove it to my house. I drove it probably 5 miles to get here. And it stayed parked ever since. I've had it for about a little over a year. But again, hopefully this is enough information for you. If not, I can definitely provide more. All the parts come with the car. I even have the gray torque thrust American Racing rims. They're inside my game room with practically new tires on them. So I do have that, as well as the center caps for those. I have the lug nuts for them. It's complete. They're for a 5 lug, which again I was going to put on the car. That posi center section is actually in that box. That's the non-posi unit next to it, but the posi unit's inside of it. It's practically brand new. I was going to put it in. I believe it has 3.0 gears in them, but posi for a Mustang 9-inch is pretty hard to find, and I was able to find one. So the trunk's actually not in bad shape. The guy that had it before me, he lived down south, so I bought it off him because of that reason. So it's a southern car, but it has an amplifier and the wiring and all that. All that's going to get ripped out. I don't know why that was in there for this car, but all that's ripped out. I actually have an aftermarket radio for it that has the bezel. That's what's in it right now. I don't know whether it works or not, but that's getting ripped out. I have a radio for it, aftermarket again. I believe it's a custom auto sound radio. So I do have that. Have an oil pan for a Mustang to clear the cross member for that big block. So I do have the oil pan. I have the gasket. I have the bolts that connect the transmission to the engine. They're all new. So I mean, I have a lot of little pieces and big pieces to go with this car. If you need it itemized, laid out, I can do that, but provide as much information as I can to you. But definitely let me know if you have anything additional you want to see, anything additional, any questions that you have. You have my cell phone number. That's what we text each other on, you know, and we can go from there. Again, there's the big block. That's a flex fan on it. There's the C6. The torque converter is right in front of it, so I'd obviously include that as well. There's the hubcaps. I would say probably 2 of them are brand new, the other 3 are not. There's 5 hubcaps total. That's really about it. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'd like to see the Chevelle as well. And also here's the master cylinder for the disc brake. So it's just a drum master cylinder. That was a plan of what I was going to do. I have actually brand new brake lines for the front for it. So I was going to replace those to go into this master cylinder. Also has a brand new sway bar for big block. That's all boxed up. I've got everything from CJ Pony Parts. And that's going to, all those parts are included. Everything's included. That's for the car. So again, it's close to over $3,000 on parts, including the engine, transmission. I know for a 67 that 390 will fit into this car. They came with those. Those headers are actually made for 67 Mustang with the 390, so that's not a problem. And again, I think those were indentated so that they would fit snugly in there. So no issues there. Springs are brand new. Shocks are brand new for the front. I don't have any shocks or anything like that for the back except for the springs, as I mentioned earlier. So we'll go from there. I'm hoping we can do something and trade for each other's car. Again, I live in Pittsburgh. If you want, I could pay half in gas, drive down here. I don't have a trailer. I see that you do from the pictures of your Chevelle. So we can work something out from that way, but I can pay half gas if that works. But again, let me know if you have any questions. The glass is good in the car. I do have an extra vent window for the other side. It's a little loose, but I got another one that I can put on, or I will include. Let's see. Behind there, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the frame for the driver's seat. There's a piece of metal that actually goes on those seats that if they break off, you sit back, and that's what's wrong with those seats. The hood's in great shape. Again, it's a turn signal hood, which is pretty rare. I think they come on the GTs. So if you have any questions, give me a know. Thanks. Bye-bye.